Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we have Kavya with us who recently cracked PTC internship and on the track of getting 10 LPA PPO.
So, without wasting any time,
I am Madhav
I am Tanish
and
and
let's
let's
get
get
started.
started.
So hey Kavya, we are super excited to have you on this podcast. So just be yourself and share your journey. I'm hoping the conversations will be simple, genuine and useful for students who are exploring internship and PPOs. So let's kick things off with a quick introduction. Which college are you from and what is your branch?
Okay, I am from PPC Internship College of Engineering and Research, PCCIR, and I'm from Computer Branch.
Okay, okay.
Awesome. So, PTC is well-known product-based company. So, what attracted you it? During the internships, how was the application process?
So basically, PTC came when I was in my third year, second semester, and at that point, just companies had started to come. It was, I think, one of the fourth, fifth companies that came to our college. So we were applying to all the companies initially because we didn't know any better. So my PTC was a very well-known company, so I obviously applied to it. It just went from there.
Apart from the package, were there any other perks or benefits that caught you off guard or that stood out for you?
Till now, I've not heard of any other benefits. Like it's pretty like we have free food every day, like we have free lunch every day, which is a very good perk. And then all the other benefits are there, transportation, medical, and everything.
Okay, okay.
So, let's go back a bit. So, when did you start preparing for internships? Was it conscious early decision or something that picked up later in the third year?
So basically, from the start of third year, our faculty started pressuring is starting warning us that we companies will start to come. You guys need to prepare DS and aptitude. So we had these sessions planned for us. So from the start of third year, we saw our seniors getting little trouble into market. The market was very difficult to get into right now. So we saw them struggling a bit. So we started studying for DSA from second year, second year, second sem, I guess, and then third year onwards, it got very serious and we had started studying properly for DS and aptitude and all the fundamental subjects.
Makes sense. How did you approach coding preparation? Did you focus on platforms like LeetCode, GFC, or Codeforces?
For problem solving, I mainly use LeetCode, and for theory parts, I refer GFG sometimes. But my go-to platform is LeetCode.
So what about aptitude and CS fundamentals like DBMS, OS, or OOPS concepts? So did your college help with that, or did you learn mostly on your own?
Our college was very helpful in those regards. Like we had in core subjects itself, we had DBMS, OS, and OOP, and I got the theory part done from college itself. And then apart from that, I studied on my own and I solved some questions. And for aptitude, we had proper sessions planned. Like they had a trainer that they appointed from outside, and we had 2 weeks crash course on aptitude. And then after that, I went through some YouTube videos and I solved some worksheets, and that was it for aptitude.
Okay. Is there any online resources that you must have referred while practicing?
For DSA, Striver is the best. The Striver's Take You Forward sheet is best for DSA, I think. And for ML, I used to see Campus X videos. Like Campus X is a channel, and his videos in machine learning were quite good.
Okay.
Awesome. Did you focus on resume building, LinkedIn, or soft skill during your preparation?
I did focus on my resume. Like I used mainly the standard templates, and I used to keep track of my ATA score, and I try to make it as better as possible. And for soft skills, I'm part of the literature club, and I'd like to take part in debates and competitions. So I try to make my skills polished by doing the competitions itself.
Okay. So what lab you mentioned here?
Literature club. It was called Promethean Club. So in that we had debates and extemporary competitions, and I like to participate in all that.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk about the selection process. Okay. So what was the internship test like? Was it coding heavy, or did it also includes aptitude, logical questions, or some questions related to coding? What kind of things were there?
Okay, so basically, before the test itself, we were given a form in which we were asked to fill whether we are compatible with C++ or Java. I opted for C++, and then the test day, we had two sections in test. First one was aptitude and for CS fundamentals, and second one was the coding test. For C++, it was one question, and for Java, it was two questions. The aptitude test was about an hour long, and it had aptitude questions and CS fundamental questions. And the coding test was of 30 minutes and it had one question C++ section.
Okay, that gives a clear idea of the format.
So were the questions similar to what you practiced, or did they throw any unexpected curveballs?
It was similar to what I had practiced, but the question was framed differently. I used the logic of the Cadence algorithm that I had learned, but I implemented it in strings question, so it was different than what I had learned, but still rooted in the same concepts.
Okay. So, what topics are dominating topics like DSA, puzzles, core fundamental, or were there something else?
In the interview part, they asked me about everything. It started with puzzles, then it went to DSA, then the CS fundamentals. But in the interview, in the test itself, it was just about the coding and aptitude mainly.
Okay.
Okay. How many interview rounds did PTC conducted before offering the internship?
There were three rounds basically, but it was all on the same day. So
Okay.
Okay.
Same day and three rounds, right?
yeah,
You said that interviews were more focused on puzzles, DSA, and uh, also your CS fundamentals. Were there any project-related questions?
yeah. Initially, in the first interview, they asked me my projects and the tech stack that I mentioned, but after that, it shifted to more about my logic solving, problem solving, and logic building skills.
Okay.
They were not that focused on the projects because the tech stack did not match what they wanted. So they were not that focused on the projects, but more on my problem solving skills.
Okay. Okay. You mentioned ki your first round, like you gave the clear idea. There were coding questions and there were some logical reasoning questions. Can you also break down how round two and round three went? What were the questions asked? Was it more focused on resume, or was it more focused on projects, or was it more focused on DSA? Like, can you share that a bit?
Yeah, in round two, it started with a puzzle. He gave me a puzzle to solve, and then it shifted to a simple DSA question, which he asked me to write a pseudocode of. And then round three, it was about OOP, CS fundamentals, OS networking.
Okay. That is there any online material uh, through which people can prepare these topics?
Some of the GFG articles are quite good if you want to revise all the concepts in one go. And YouTube videos, like one shot videos, are also quite nice. And like it was my first interview basically. Like I for before this, three companies came in a college, and in one of them I was not in Pune itself, so I did not appear. And one of them was only an online test and not interviews. So this was the first company which had a proper drive, like in a step-by-step drive. So it was my first experience also. So I tried to cover as many things as I could cover. So I worked on my resume. I worked on my all my fundamental concepts
Okay.
while preparing for the interview itself.
And in technical interviews, what kind of topics were focused on?
In technical interviews, it was mainly about DS and problem solving. Like he firstly initially he was checking my problem solving skills, and then in the second interview it was about OOP and like basic concepts, polymorphism, abstraction, and then threading, multi-threading, mutex, semaphore, like all the basic concepts that we learn and just how we implement them into our actual coding.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. So uh, it's interesting that these kind of questions are also getting asked in PTC.
Yeah, basically it was in the span of the initially first interview was about 15 minutes. Second one was about 30 minutes. The third one went on for like an hour. So it will all in the span of like first interview हुआ मेरे को वापस भेजा आधी घंटे बाद वापस बुलाया. Then initially उसके बाद में connectivity फिर second third interview हुआ and then they sent me back and after an hour or so they told me that I'm selected. So it
Oh,
was the whole process happened in very little time.
And then there's one more thing that we wanted to ask, that were there any tricky or unexpected question that caught you off guard?
Not really. Just the span of the interview was, it caught me a little off guard. Like last interview was like खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा है तो फिर like I was that time was a little tensed, but apart from that, questions were quite known to me, so I was answering most of them as possible, as much as I could.
Correct, correct. Cool.
Uh, can you also come up with few of the questions you remember that were asked at PTC?
I remember multi-threading, and they asked me about semaphores, and then OOP basic concepts. Like they asked me to write an example of how polymorphism works, how abstraction works, and for DSA, it was simple prime number question, how to print numbers from 1 to n, like how I would print, uh, for example, n to m के बीच में कितने prime numbers है, I have to print all the prime numbers, and then basic puzzles of how ABC plus that classic puzzle that we use for problem solving.
Let's talk about life at as a PTC intern. So because you are currently interning at PTC, and that's amazing. Kudos to you. And what's your current role like, and what kind of projects that you are working on?
So I'm currently part of the data management team, and we work with Golang mainly. And what we do is we are now building a SaaS platform for an existing product, Creo. So we do the data management part of it, and that is it.
Okay. So how is the company culture at PTC? So have you had any opportunities to network, participate in events, or learn from full-time engineers?
Yeah, the culture is very good. It's very collaborative and helpful. And it's a hybrid work culture. That is that we work 2 days offline. My team works on Monday and Tuesday, and the rest 3 days we work from home. And that's everybody is very supportive. And recently we had a company outing, so everybody was quite welcoming, and my team itself is quite welcoming. So I had opportunities to have good conversations with my seniors and ask them about their experiences and how it actually works inside the company.
So, have they given you any idea about how the PPO decision is made? Is it performance-based project delivery, or like is it on a peer feedback?
It is mainly performance based because there is a not fixed project that we work on. I'm working on the current live project itself. So it is performance based, and over the time they let me know. And I think in the 6 month mark, they give out hints of how it will look like. But until then, I'll not have a clear idea.
Okay, and are they offering any stipend for the internships?
Yeah, I'm getting 22K per month as a stipend.
Okay. That's an amazing stipend for an intern. Like,
Yeah.
congratulations on that. So
So let's jump to the other section, Kavya, that is advice for future interns. So for students who are in second and third year and are looking to land in internships like you, so what would your preparation roadmap look like?
So I would suggest start with DSA, make your fundamental concept strong, make sure that you know all the basic structures like datas, array, stack, queue, linked list, all the basic concepts are clear. And then move on to aptitude and the OS fundamentals like operating systems, computer networks, and then work on DBMS, OOP, and then you can go to development part. Like I think development part can wait. First, clear all your basic fundamental concepts, and then get into the MERN stack or node, whatever the technologies that we keep hearing around us. But for interviews, I think, and for especially for MNCs, like we need to first focus on our fundamental concepts.
true, true.
So also you mentioned that you are using Go in PTC, right? So did you learn Go when you were in your third year, or did you learn, like, are you learning it in PTC? Like, what's the
Yeah,
case?
basically after my interview, my internship started after 2 months. Like I had a 2 month gap, and in that they asked me to learn Go, and in that period I did few courses on it, and I learned basics of Go.
So can you just share those courses? What kind of courses did you do?
Yeah, on YouTube itself, I combined 2 3 playlists according to the concepts that only topics that I was feeling comfortable. I don't remember the names exactly. I think it was Hitesh Chaudhary, one of the playlists was. One was, I think, of some other channel, which I mixed and watched according to my requirement.
Okay, understood. Uh,
For Go, there is one for Go, like there is one Go tour guide, which helps to get you like familiar with the Go syntax and everything, like the
Mm.
core Go concepts. So that one is also like very helpful for learning Go.
True, true. So Tanish mostly works on Go, and he's the champ in writing Go routines. So let's jump into our final segment, which is internship playback. So let's rewind and reflect a bit. I'll be asking some of the questions to you, and you have to just genuinely answer without thinking much. So a moment you would love to relive again.
Obviously, when they told me I had the internship, like I was just about to have my lunch, and they called me and they told me that I'm selected. So that was a great moment.
Yeah. And one So this is the time for final sign off. To wrap up, what is the one piece of advice you give to students who are feeling stuck, underconfident, and unsure about whether they are ready for the internship?
You're never ready for the internship. Like basically, you have to always learn new things when you get into the industry. So for now, just focus on DSA and problem solving, and it will all come how it is supposed to. And you cannot uh, rush the process itself. You just have to keep working, and everybody around you will help you in some way. And I just think that you can just don't be hyper focused on everything is going right or not. Just keep solving and just keep studying, and you will get it eventually.
Yeah, beautifully put. I'm sure that will inspire a lot of students.
So Kavya, thank you for sharing your inspiring journey. We are wishing you all the best for the rest of your internship and bright future ahead at PTC.
And beyond.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So that was it. If you want us to cover any specific companies or have any specific questions, do let us know in that comment section.